So far this camp, the guys have come along well for us. Tim Goodwin, Robert Volk, Frank Bacurtes. These are guys that are returning guys. We also got a couple of young guys that have been coming along very nicely as well. So we're really happy with how they've been performing this camp. When Tim first got here, and I was on the other side of the ball, but primarily Tim would come in and he was the guy that would block for us. We also had other tight ends that were veterans. Now he's become a bigger part of the offense. He's a guy that is actually a threat in the pass game as well. So he's helped us tremendously, in the run game as well, the block, and then also in the pass game. So he's come along very well, and we're expecting big things out of him. To get the guys, to kind of work like a receiver and work like an O-lineman and merge it together, it's tough at times, but you kind of got to lean on your wide receiver coach a little bit and also your offensive line coach. Luckily, I've coached both positions before, so I can kind of merge things together and try to do my best. If I might have to ask Coach Jeffers a drill for this or ask Coach Bolas a drill for that, but the guys have done a great job, and they're the perfect guys for that type of position.
Coming into preseason camp, there's a few tight ends, and we're all competing for the spot. No one's really sure. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing. We're all in the same drills. No one's a one. We're just rotating through and taking every series, and there's no really definite one yet. Coming in as a freshman, it was tough, learning the plays, being a freshman on the field with a bunch of seniors and juniors. But once you got the first game out of the way, it kind of made it easier and progressed into my sophomore year. It was good. Like last year, we did some good things. It was me and Rob Volk back there. This year it's Rob Volk's coming back. Frank Bacurtes, he's stepping up. He's really doing good in camp, competing really well. So we'll see how it goes this year. Being a tight end, it's kind of the best of both worlds, but it's also the worst too, because you're more of a hybrid, and like one play you have to learn the passing routes, and then the next year you're working on footwork with the O-line, and so it's kind of tough, but it works out in the end.
Camp's gone well. We do have a good group of guys, a number of guys that do have playing experience. This year we have the addition of Greg Moore. He's one of our senior captains. Brings a lot of athleticism and a toughness to the position. Other guys, Robert Dim, he's had some playing experience. Tyler Doobie, Bobby Johnson. These guys are going to be upperclassmen, juniors and seniors. So it's a group with a lot of core experience, but we also have some young players that are bringing some skill to the position. So Moses Webb is a rising sophomore who's doing really well. Yeah, Greg, like you said, started at running back, made the move to receiver this past spring. He's a kid that has a lot of athleticism. So at the receiver position, he's a guy that we want to get the ball in his hands and then let him do what he does. He's a great athlete, so get him the ball in space and let him go, and that's what we're looking to do. Being able to have the backs out of the backfield catch the ball, guys like Pat Casey, it just makes defenses account for everybody. And we want to have guys that have the ability to do both. The guys in the backfield like Pat, who got to be physical, they got to block. They're going to pave the way for our backs, Kashada Spence, Sean Bell, Tino Perina, those guys. But then we also get the ball in their hands out of the backfield, and like I said, it just makes a defense account for all the guys on the field and not just the wideouts outside. Well, when you have a situation like us where you have a couple guys competing for that quarterback position, for us working with the wide receivers, we just try and focus on doing our job, getting guys to be where they're supposed to be on time. Ultimately, Coach Gardner, Coach Bolas, they're going to be the guys. They're really going to focus on what the QBs are doing. Right now, I just try and handle my job, work with the guys on the outside. We're going to be where we're supposed to be, and then let those guys. They're gonna find the open receivers. They're gonna spread the ball around. It's just up to us to be where we're supposed to be and know what we're supposed to do.
Well, the transition from running back to receiver wasn't an easy transition at all. But me just being able to actually play a position that the coaches they need me at, and that they have faith that I could actually play. I mean, that means a lot to the program and whatnot, and I actually show them that I'm more versatile than what other people think. Well, we are pretty deep at receivers between Ricky Moore, myself, Moses Webb, Tyler Doobie, Jackson King, Bobby Johnson, and as you can see, I could go on, but we have a lot of guys who can actually play, whether it's attacking the deep ball, getting the ball in space. We have a lot of guys who can play. One thing that we could do to to actually help the quarterbacks feel comfortable is like just stay in the air, basically. Just tell them, like, we know everything is not going to be easy. It's not going to come second nature to you. So just encourage them, really. Just come out, do what we have to do, complete passes, and just actually be able to have a positive impact on the offense.